Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down the NBA slate for Saturday, April 1st. This is going to be my final NBA video. MLB opening day is on Sunday, and I asked you guys if you would want me to do NBA or MLB videos, and most of you said MLB, so we're going to be doing MLB after today. Hopefully I can give you guys some good picks today, and we can end the NBA season on the right note. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we've only got 4 games on today's Saturday slate. Starting off at point guard, your top point guard on today's slate is Damian Lillard. He gets a terrific matchup at home against Phoenix. Phoenix really struggles to defend point guards, and they play at a very fast pace. Lillard's price is getting up there, though, at 9.7. For him to return value, you're going to need close to 50 DraftKings points, but he can definitely do that in this matchup. This game should be very high scoring. Like I said, the Suns play at a very fast pace, and Dame has done pretty well against them this year. In the 3 games that they've played against Phoenix, he's averaged 47 DK points, so I definitely like Dame. If you're going to pay up for point guard, he is in play. Also really like Ricky Rubio going up against Sacramento. Rubio has been playing very well lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 54, 28, 42, and 60 DK points. He's pretty cheap at just 7.9. For him to return value, you're going to need about 40 DK points. And he can definitely do that in this matchup against the Kings. The Kings really struggle to defend point guards. So if you want to pay up for Rubio, I definitely like him as well. I definitely think he is in play. Also like CJ McCollum going up against Phoenix. Like I already said, Phoenix does play at a very fast pace, and McCollum should play very well today. Devin Booker is not a good defender, so I really like CJ as well. If you want to pay up for point guard, he is also in play. He's 7.6 on DK. For him to return value, you're going to need about 35 to 40 DraftKings points, and he can definitely do that in this matchup. He has played very well against them this year. In the 3 games against Phoenix, he's averaged 45 DK points, so I do like CJ as well if you want to pay up. Definitely think he is in play. Dennis Schroeder going up against Chicago. I really like Schroeder in this matchup as well. Chicago does struggle to defend point guards. I'm not a big fan of that price tag at 7.4, but Schroeder can definitely pay that off in this matchup. He only has to get about 35 DK points to do that, and he can definitely do that in this matchup. Like I said, Chicago does struggle against point guards, and he has played pretty well against Chicago this year. In the 3 games they played, he's averaged 35 DK points, and if he gets you 35 today, that's 5x value, so I really like Schroeder as well. If you want to pay up, definitely think he is in play. At that same price tag, I also really like Elfrid Payton going up against Brooklyn. You all know Brooklyn plays at one of the fastest paces in the league, and they're terrible defensively. If you're going to attack the mid-range at point guard, Elfrid Payton would definitely be a guy to target. He's pretty cheap at just 7.4. I definitely think he can pay off that price in this matchup. Like I said, Brooklyn does struggle to defend point guards, and they play at a very fast pace. So I really like Elf if you're going to attack the mid-range. I think he has 40 to 50 DraftKings point upside in this matchup, so I'm really liking him. Under him, you got Tyler Ulis going up against Portland. Also really like Ulis as well. Portland does struggle to defend point guards. Damian Lillard is not a good defender. Ulis has been playing pretty well lately. In his last 3 games, he's put up 36, 41, and 41 DraftKings points. 7-1, you're going to need close to 35 to 40 for him to return value, and he can definitely do that in this matchup. Ulis plays close to 40 minutes just about every night, and he can definitely pay off that price when he's getting 40-plus minutes. So I also like Ulis on the slate. Also like Rajon Rondo going up against the Hawks. The Hawks are one of the worst teams defensively against the point guard. Dennis Schroeder is not a good defender, and I really like Rondo in this matchup. I definitely think he can get you 5 to 6x value. You're going to need about 35 DraftKings points for him to pay off his price, and he can definitely do that. Like I said, Atlanta does struggle to defend point guards, so I really like Rondo on the slate. If you're attacking the mid-range, definitely think he is in play. Also at the mid-range, I like Jeremy Lin going up against Orlando. Orlando also does struggle to defend point guards. I'm not a big fan of Lin's price tag at 6.1. For him to return value, you're going to need about 30 to 35 DraftKings points, but he can definitely do that in this matchup. And Lin actually has been playing pretty heavy minutes lately. He's been getting over 30. He's got over 30 minutes in his last 2 games. So if Lin gets over 30 minutes in this matchup, he can definitely get you 5 to 6x value. If you're going to attack the mid-range, also like Jeremy Lin on the slate. If you need some value, I like Chris Dunn going up against Sacramento. Dunn's price has risen to $4,500, but that is still pretty cheap for him. For him to return value on that price, you're going to need about 20 DraftKings points, and he can definitely do that in this matchup against the Kings. Dunn has been playing very well lately. In his last 3 games, he's put up 33, 28, 26, and 22 DK points, and he's getting close to 30 minutes just about every night. I really like Dunn on the slate. If you need some value at point guard, he's probably one of the top value plays at just 4.5. He can definitely return value on that price. And yeah, that's pretty much it for point guard. Let's go and move on to shooting guard. Alright, at the top of the shooting guard list, you got Jimmy Butler going up against Atlanta. I really like Butler in this matchup. Atlanta really struggles to defend shooting guards. And I like Butler's price at just 9.6. For him to return value, you're only going to need about 45 DraftKings points, and he can definitely do that in this matchup going up against the Hawks. I definitely think Butler is one of the top studs on this slate. He has played very well against Atlanta this year. In the 3 games that they've played, he's averaged 49 DK points. If he gets you 49 today, that's close to 6x value. So I really like Jimmy Butler on this slate. I think he's one of the top studs. Devin Booker going up against Portland. I don't really like this matchup for Booker. Portland is pretty solid against shooting guards. But Booker has just been absolutely killing it lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 36, 96, 36, and 51 DraftKings points. His price is a little expensive at 7.5, but you're only going to need about 35 DK points for him to return value. And even in this bad matchup against Portland, he can definitely do that. Now that the Suns are playing their younger guys, Booker's getting close to 40 minutes just about every night. And he'll continue to get the heavy minutes, and he can definitely pay off that price tag. So I do like Booker as well. Going to take the mid-range. I think he is in play. Also at the mid-range, I like Evan Fournier going up against Brooklyn. This is a really good matchup. You all know Brooklyn struggles defensively, and they play at a very fast pace. I really like Fournier on this slate at just 5.6. For him to get 6x value, you're only going to need 30 DraftKings points, and he can definitely do that in this matchup. Like I said, Brooklyn does struggle to defend shooting guards, and the Magic are going to be playing up in pace, so I definitely like Fournier at the mid-range. He has played pretty solid against Brooklyn this year. In the 1 game that they played, he put up 28 DK points, and if he gets you 28 today, that's close to 6x value. So I really like Fournier if you're going to attack the mid-range. I definitely think he is in play. If you need some value at shooting guard, I like Allen Crabbe going up against Phoenix. Crabbe should play very well in this matchup. Crabbe is mostly scoring dependent, and this game should be very high scoring. Portland is going to rely on Crabbe to bring his scoring ability off the bench, so I definitely like him at just 4.4. He can definitely get you 6x value, get you 25 DK points in this matchup. So I really like Allen Crabbe if you need some value at shooting guard. He should definitely play well in this matchup against Phoenix in the fast-paced, high-scoring game, so I like him. And one more value play I like is Denzel Valentine going up against Atlanta. Valentine has really started to see his minutes increase with D-Wade out. Valentine's getting close to 30 minutes just about every night. And if he continues to see the minutes, he can definitely return value on just that $3,900 price tag, especially in this matchup against Atlanta. Like I said earlier, Atlanta really struggles to defend shooting guards. I could definitely see Valentine getting you close to 6x value today, getting you at least 20 DraftKings points. So if you need some value at shooting guard, I really like him as well. I definitely think he is in play for value. Yeah, that's pretty much it for shooting guard. Let's go and move on to small forward. Alright, at the top of the small forward list, you got Jimmy Butler. I already talked about him as shooting guard. Under him, you got Andrew Wiggins going up against Sacramento. I really like Wiggins in this matchup, and I like his price at just 7.2. For him to get 6x value, you're only going to need about 40 DraftKings points, and he can definitely do that in this matchup. Sacramento really struggles against small forwards, so I definitely like Andrew Wiggins if you want to pay up for small forward. I definitely think he is in play. I could easily see him getting 5 to 6x value in this matchup, so I like him. TJ Warren going up against Portland. I don't really like this matchup for Warren. Portland is pretty solid against the small forward, but TJ has just been absolutely killing it lately. He's been very consistent. In his last 4 games, he's put up 22, 46, 43, and 31 DraftKings points. At 7K, you're going to need about 35 DraftKings points for him to return value, and I could easily see him doing that in this matchup. He's just been getting heavy minutes lately. He's been getting close to 40 minutes just about every night. But if I was going to pay up for a small forward and I was going to pay that price, I would probably just try and get to Andrew Wiggins for 200 more. But if you can't afford the salary, I do like TJ Warren. I definitely think he's in play. And at the mid-range, I really like Terrence Ross going up against Brooklyn. Brooklyn really struggles to defend small forwards, and they play at a very fast pace. Been very consistent lately. He's actually been playing very well. In his last 4 games, he's put up 27, 32, 27, and 32 DraftKings points. And he is pretty cheap at just 5,100. I could easily see Ross getting 5 to 6x value in this matchup. For him to return value, you're only going to need about 25 DK points, and he can definitely do that going up against Brooklyn. If you're going to attack the mid-range at small forward, I'm really liking Terrence Ross. He's a pretty good play at just 5,100. I could easily see him paying off that price. And another mid-range small forward I like is Taurean Prince going up against Chicago. Chicago does struggle against small forwards, and Thabo Sefolosha has already been ruled out for this game, so Prince should continue to start. And when he's been starting, he's been getting over 30 minutes every night. In his last 3 games, he's played 38, 36, and 35 minutes. And in those 3 games, he's put up 35, 29, and 16 DraftKings points. Prince is pretty cheap at just 4,800. For him to return value, you're going to need about 20 DraftKings points, and he can definitely do that in this matchup against Chicago. They do struggle against small forwards, so I like Taurean Prince. If you need mid-range small forward on the slate, I definitely think he is in play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for small forward. Let's go and move on to power forward. Alright, your top power forward on the slate is Karl-Anthony Towns. He gets a really good matchup against the Kings. The Kings really struggle to defend bigs. I really like Cat in this matchup. If you can find the value plays to go with him, I definitely think he is worth paying up for on the slate. Even at 10-4, I could easily see him getting 5 to 6x value in this matchup. You're going to need about 50 DraftKings points for him to pay off his price, and he can definitely do that going up against the Kings. So I'm really liking Cat in this matchup, and he's played pretty solid against Sacramento this year. In the 3 games that they played, he's averaged 46 DraftKings points. So I definitely like Cat. If you're going to pay up for a stud, he is worth a look. If you can find the value with him, I definitely like him. Gorgui Dieng going up against Sacramento. I definitely like Dieng in this matchup, but I'm not a big fan of that price at 6,200. You're going to need about 30 DraftKings points for him to return value. But as you can see in his game log, he has been doing that lately. Dieng has been playing very well. In his last 4 games, he's put up 32, 36, 35, and 46 DraftKings points. If you're attacking the mid-range of power forward, I really like Gorgui Dieng on this slate. Even with that price increase, I could definitely see him paying that off in this matchup. So I like Dieng. If you want to if you want to attack the mid-range of power forward, I think he's in play. I also like Nikola Mirotic going up against the Hawks. Now that they've lost Paul Millsap, the Hawks have really struggled to defend power forwards. And Mirotic has been playing very well lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 46, 24, 42, and 47 DraftKings points. I'm not a big fan of his price at 6K, but he only needs 30 DK points to return value, and he can definitely do that in this matchup. If you're attacking mid-range at power forward, I also really like Nikola Mirotic. I definitely think he is in play. For $100 less, you got Ersan Ilyasova going up against Chicago. Paul Millsap has already been ruled out for this game, so Ilyasova should continue to start. He's been getting over 30 minutes ever since he's been moved into the starting lineup. Also really like this matchup. Chicago does struggle against power forwards. If you're going to attack the mid-range, I definitely think Ilyasova is in play as well. I could easily see him getting 5 to 6x value in this matchup against the Bulls. So I really like Ilyasova as well. If you're going to attack the mid-range at power forward, I think he is in play. And another power forward I'm really liking on this slate is Aaron Gordon going up against Brooklyn. Gordon is very underpriced at just $5,500. For him to return value on that price, you're only going to need about 25 DK points, and he can easily do that against Brooklyn. They really struggle against power forwards, and the Magic are going to be playing up in pace in this matchup. I'm really liking AG on this slate. He's probably going to be the power forward that I target. I think he's just way too cheap. I think he's a lock for 5 to 6x value in this matchup with 40 DraftKings point upside. So I'm really liking Aaron Gordon. If you're going to attack the mid-range at power forward, I definitely think he is in play. Also, I like Al-Farouq Aminu if you need some value. Yusuf Nurkic has been ruled out. He's going to be out for the next 2 weeks. So that's going to be more minutes to go around for all the bigs. I could definitely see Aminu getting 30-plus minutes in this matchup. And it's just 4,900. If he gets 30-plus minutes, he can easily get 5 to 6x value. For him to return value, or for him to pay off his price, you're going to need about 25 DK points. And you can definitely do that against the Suns. They really struggle to defend power forwards. So if you need some value, I also really like Al-Farouq Aminu on the slate. I definitely think he is in play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for power forward. Let's go and move on to center. Alright, your top center on the slate is Karl-Anthony Towns. I've already talked about him. So under him, you got Dwight Howard going up against Chicago. I really like Howard if you can pay up for him on this slate. And with Paul Millsap out, Howard has been killing it lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 36, 42, 44, and 56 DraftKings points. The only thing I don't like about Howard is his price. It's really getting up there at 8K. You're going to need about 40 DK points for him to return value. But he can easily do that against the Bulls. He should be able to dominate against Robin Lopez. And Howard has been getting over 35 minutes just about every night. If you're going to pay up for center, I also really like Dwight on this slate. Also, if you're going to pay up, I like Nikola Vucevic going up against Brooklyn. Brooklyn is not a good rebounding team. Brook Lopez is a very bad rebounder, and Vucevic is one of the best rebounders in the league. I can easily see Vucevic getting a double-double in this matchup, getting 15 to 20 rebounds, and getting over 10 points, getting that double-double bonus on DraftKings. If you're going to pay up for center, I really like Vooch on this slate. He can easily get 5 to 6x value in this matchup against Brooklyn. So I really like Vucevic if you're going to pay up. And he has already dominated Brooklyn once this year. And the one game that they played, he put up 50 DK points. So I really like Vooch. If you're going to pay up for center, I think he is in play. Also, I really like Brook Lopez going up against Orlando. Orlando has really struggled to defend centers lately. Nikola Vucevic is not a very good defender. And I really like Brolo's price at just $6,700. For him to get 6x value, you're only going to need about 35 to 40 DK points. And he can easily do that going up against the Magic. Like I said, they do struggle against centers. So I really like Brolo if you're going to attack the mid-range. I think he's just way too cheap. And he has played very well against Orlando this year. In the one game that they played, he put up 41 DraftKings points. So if you're going to attack the mid-range center, I'm really liking Brook Lopez on this slate. And one value play I like at center is Myers Leonard going up against Phoenix. With Jusuf Nurkic out for the next 2 weeks, Myers Leonard should start at center. And he should get over 25, close to 30 minutes. He can definitely return value on that minimum price, 3K price tag. I could easily see him getting 6x value in this matchup. He should be the starting center now for the Trailblazers with Nurkic out. So if you need some value at center, I'm really liking Myers Leonard at the minimum price. I think he should easily be able to get 6x value. He's probably going to be one of the top value plays if he starts. So if Myers Leonard is going to be the starting center, I definitely like him if you need some value on the slate. I think he is in play. Yeah, that's pretty much it for center. Go ahead and give you guys my starting five for tonight. Alright guys, so this is my starting five for tonight's slate on Saturday, April 1st. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is going to be my final NBA video for the season. If you guys don't play MLB, I would encourage you to. I'm going to be making videos every day on MLB, and hopefully I will be able to help those who are new to MLB. It is a very fun sport. It's one of my favorite DFS sports. So if any of you guys just listen to me for NBA, I would encourage you to keep watching my videos. I'm going to be doing MLB videos every day, and hopefully my picks will help you win. This will be my third year playing MLB, so I do have a little bit of experience under my belt. So leave a like on the video if you guys are excited for MLB. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to turn on post notifications. Just click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, and you'll get notified every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to do that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in tomorrow's MLB video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.